Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I wanted to share with you the biggest secret to gardening, and that is to get started. Grab some seeds, put them in the ground, and just get going, just learn. And you'll learn as you grow. What's the worst that can happen? You grow a little food, right? You have some pretty flowers. So this is just my journey, where I'm starting with something that I feel is going to become a lifelong passion for me, and I just wanted to sort of document it and share with everybody my struggles. I'm not an expert. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is just my success and failures and path along the way. So I don't have very much land. I have just a couple long and narrow strips. What I've got so far is 4 different banana plants. I have 2 ice cream bananas, and actually over the weekend they just started to produce some more male flowers. These are huge, so if you wanted to do ice cream bananas, just keep in mind that they get really large and really wide. Then I have 2 small growing banana plants. I don't know the varieties of them. I would have to look it up, but here's one bunch that has grown maybe about a month. Another one just on the other side, and that's been there for quite a few months now. I'm waiting for them to start to yellow, and then I'll go ahead and cut them down. So anything that I can compost, any food scraps or grass clippings, things of that nature that can be composted, I have been putting in this section that I'm lovingly calling my compost pile. And I have just a couple lemongrass plants, and on this section is where I have my tomato plants, and I have 4 different tomato plants. I do have a chocolate tomato that is delicious whenever I get a chance to get a bite. My 2-year-old loves to come out here, and she pops them off the moment she sees them. It doesn't matter if they're green, orange, or red. So even if she has just eaten a couple of fresh tomatoes from the vine, then this has all been worth it. And I love to see her excitement when she comes out here to look for tomatoes. Now I am struggling with some leaf spot, and I believe some blight, and just 2 days ago I pulled off the biggest hornworms I have ever seen in my life. So I need to come out here with some diatomaceous earth and take care of them and just keep them going. I also need to spray them with some hydrogen peroxide. You can see there's a little one starting to form up there. And really that's all I have in this section. I'm trying to learn how to tend to them. I'm learning what their strengths and their weaknesses are so that I can grow along with them. I have 4 raised beds, and then I had a section where I had to fix a sprinkler, and I never really allowed the grass to grow back in. So what I decided to do was just throw in a bunch of wildflowers, and that way I have something pretty to look at while I figure out what I'm going to do with this section. I'll probably end up turning it into a no-dig with much of the compost that I have over there from the mulch. In this section I have a couple tomatoes that I grew from seed. I wanted to know what that was like, so I went ahead and just started a couple of them from seed to see how they grow, and we've gotten a lot of water lately. Now I do have, in the back, I do have 2 peas in the back. I have a couple sweet peppers that have just started to take off, and then I have these jalapeno peppers over here that are really enjoying the water and the heat that my zone is now starting to get, and I am in zone B. And let's see, you can see some peas over in this section. So I'm starting to grow those. Those taste really good, very sweet. I did plant some lettuces, some Asian greens, and as you can see in this line, I am taking advantage of the intense gardening because I do have such small amount of space. Take advantage of everything you can. So for example, in this section, instead of spacing the seeds, what I did is I sort of shook them all in space in their little trench, because I'm not really wanting to grow a full head of cabbage. I really want it for the food. I want it for the leaves. So I don't need to allow it to have that much space. And it's amazing the amount of produce that you can get from doing that type of gardening versus having them take up an entire section for that head of cabbage. It's a very impressive methodology. And I have a couple zinnias over here, just really beautiful flowers, so that I have something pretty to look at for the pollinators. I have a couple different types of zinnias, like I said, wilt until I figure out what I'm going to do with this section. I have some chocolate mint and some peppermint. This side is the chocolate mint and this side is the peppermint, and it does grow like a weed. I love coming out here and picking a couple of leaves and having a great fresh cup of tea. I plan to do the no-dig section here as well. I've already got my cardboard started to lay out, and I'll add some compost and probably try to grow some kale, spinach, lettuce, any type of vegetable. This is red cabbage. It is a bit spicy. It's more spicy than I thought it was going to be. This has done exceptionally well when it comes to the bugs. They don't seem to go after this nearly as much as they did the kale that was there and the spinach that was there. So maybe I might try and look to see if I can replant something over in that section. I do have 2 carrots that survived my science experiment, so that'll be interesting to see how they come out. And then over in this area, I'd like to take this baby lemon tree, and I want to see if I can figure out how to espaliate it on top of this wall. So I'd like to espaliate it from that fence to that window, and then just give it this space to grow. So this is the area from this angle, and as you can see, it's not very pretty right now, but I started, and that's all you need to do. You just need to start, because you can tweak things as you go. You're going to learn with your plants as they grow and develop. You're going to learn what they like, what they don't like. The key is just to get started. Don't look at Pinterest and get all of these ideas in your head, and then you're going to talk yourself out of them, thinking that it's not going to be as beautiful as their photos. It's not going to be at the beginning, because you're learning as you grow. The big takeaway is just to start. Get your hands in the ground. You'll figure it out. So again, coming off of our pool deck, I have some mother-in-law tongues that I've planted over here to see how they grow. And I have this, I'm not quite sure what it is, but let me tell you, when that flower opens up, it is the most wretched smell. It smells like rotting meat. And it's beautiful. It's a brilliant red, but it does have an odor, and it seems to draw a lot of flies. I do have a climbing Don Juan rose, and I may or may not leave him here. I may find a better place that he seems to thrive a bit more. I have a lavender, and I must have chosen a really good variety because this one has lasted longer than I had anticipated. I haven't had any flowers come off of it yet, but it's still alive, and that is shocking because lavender does not do well in zone 9B. I have a pretty knockout rose, and I have a pineapple. My pineapple is got a second shoot coming off of it, and I don't know if that shoot is going to be another pineapple or if it's just going to be another plant. So I'm waiting around to see how that's going to turn out. I had 2 echinacеas that I've planted, one here, one there. They did not do very well, but I am seeing new growth, so they might be coming back. I do need to trim around that area. I do plan to take all of the grass out of here and mulch it so that it's more of a proper bed. I just haven't had the chance to do that yet. One of my neighbors was throwing out a beautiful purple salvia, and that attracted hummingbees like you would not believe. But they threw it out and they asked me if I wanted it. I said sure. So I tossed him over here, and he is starting to come back very healthy as well. So we'll see what happens with that. I have an amaryllis that I threw in a pot to see what that was going to be like. This is a red giant amaryllis. It's beautiful when it does bloom. And then down here I have my rosemary. Now my rosemary I've had probably for a couple of years, and this has got to be the easiest plant I've had yet. I didn't need to do anything to it. I've cut it and taken cuttings from it numerous of times, and it just keeps coming back, and it smells amazing. I love to come out here, and you know, if you take your hands and you rub it along the leaves and then you smell, they say that it actually enhances or it helps your memory, because that rosemary aroma, it just does amazing things for the brain. See, I'm working on my sprinklers. I have a hydrangea, and I'm still shocked that it's alive, because everything that I've read says that they do not do well here. So, you know, guys, whatever you read, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because, you know, they're not the end-all be-all of knowledge. Yes, it does help to get you going in the right direction, but, you know, just give it a shot. This is a lemon balm, and there's something going on with the lemon balm. There's a little bit of browning around the leaves. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to look into that. But you just have to try. And then I have a gardenia that I don't know if he's happy there, because he doesn't flower very often. He's only flowered once. And I thought that this was a reoccurring gardenia where it flowers multiple times throughout the year. And then I have this behemoth, which is my night blooming jasmine. I had this plant given to me, it was about the size of your arm, and it just exploded. So apparently it really likes where it is. So if you come over here to my gate, you'll see that this is what I'm working with on this side. Again, it's not pretty, and there are a lot of projects in the works because I still have a job and I have a 2-year-old. So, you know, I try and do things when I get the chance, but I really love coming out here and just putting my hands in the soil, you know, walking in the grass. They say that that has a calming effect on your body. And I really just love coming out here and being in nature, seeing the things grow that grow. I get to smell my rosemary, and you just get to grow with your plants. So that's the big secret, guys. That's the big takeaway here, is just get started. Get some seeds, get some dirt. You don't even need to get anything. Just plant things if somebody's throwing something away. And you just do a little at a time. Tweak it as you go. I've made so many mistakes, and I will probably make many more. But the fact that I'm doing it, it gives me so much pleasure. I love to come out of our door to the pool, and my daughter will come out and she will just bolt. I mean, she will race as fast as her little legs can take her so that she can go and check on the tomatoes. And the fact that I have a 2-year-old who loves tomatoes just thrills me. I hope that that's setting her up for a good, long, healthy life. So there it is. This is my attempt at gardening. I try and do things as organically as I can. First time, first year, probably the first 5 months is what you're seeing. And that's it. So welcome to my channel. Hopefully you'll come back and share some more wonderful, worthwhile moments with me as we learn and grow together. Hit me up with any questions you may have, suggestions. I'd love to hear from you guys. Show me your gardens. What are you growing? All right, thanks.